Some people spend their entire lives waiting on vacations, milestones, success, money, relationships to finally allow themselves to enjoy life. But romanticizing your life means to find beauty in the ordinary, creating beauty in the ordinary now. It's about sipping your coffee slowly, lighting the candle anyway, buying the flowers, watching the sunset, creating peace in your home, making your life feel beautiful while you're still building it. And today I just wanted to talk about a few ways that you can affordably romanticize your life. You know, a lot of times we'll say, oh, when this happens or that happens, I'm going to finally do this and I'm going to finally do that. But no, there are things that you can do in your everyday life from the moment that you wake up until the time you go to bed that could allow you to enjoy life, move through life, enjoying it, as opposed to just moving through life, waiting on the weekend, waiting on a time where, you have to, I'm all for putting joy on the calendar, but that should not be where, we're waiting to enjoy life on a Friday after work and then, being, what should I say, being so miserable, through the rest of the week because we're caught up, with responsibilities. There are ways every single day that we can actually slow down and enjoy our lives. So the first thing I'll say is to create beauty, in your home. Create a cozy corner in your home where there is just a small area that is just yours, right? That is soft, that is comfy. You may want to have your favorite pillow. I'm a journal girl, so I would say, create that spot where when you go, you're able to, just sit at the end of the day and just create, whether you shoot content or, you're a person that journals, right? Or read. Create that cozy space in your home where you're able to do that, right? So you want to drape a soft blanket across your chair or bed. I just jotted some things down, so if you see me looking down, you know what I'm doing. Place a warm reading lamp beside your chair. Keep journals, books, and aesthetic pens nearby. Light a wooden candle in the evening for the soft crackling sound, right? While you unwind. And honestly, I make candles. I love making candles. I think that it's my time to just slow down and just have that immersive kind of experience where, you have the sense and just all the things combined that just gives it such a rich experience. And at the end of it, you have just this beautiful creation. And after I let them cure, one of my favorite things to do is to actually hear the crackling of that wood as I'm burning it in the bathroom, and it's so aesthetic, right? And it just instantly changes my mood. And I like to use scents that intentionally. I like to use certain scents that just remind me that I'm reading a book or I'm journaling. It's such a sensory experience, and that is one of the ways that I found that has enriched my life and that I use to romanticize my life. All right. So there's something about your environment that affects your mood, right? More than people realize. So yeah, I would say to definitely create that cozy corner, because sometimes peace starts with creating one small corner that feels safe and comforting to you. Number 2, I would say invest in beautiful everyday items. Like, for example, for Teachers Appreciation, my students gave me like a bunch of these little Starbucks cards, individual ones, different. On the day that we have beverage day, they brought like these individual Starbucks cards, and I just put them all together, and they came up to like $40. And so I went to Starbucks and I bought like this Stanley cup. It was like $66, right? It's like matte and burgundy. And listen, it forces me to drink my water intentionally. We're always trying to do more of that. And I can tell you that I romanticize water drinking, okay? And it's definitely forced me to, it automatically elevates my mood. I know these things may sound a little bit like what, but yes, it automatically adds joy and just that beauty to life. It's the small things, guys. I know, I'm all the one for like, yeah, take the vacation, dress up and all the things. But we have to really find the small little things in our life that gives like the big impact. All right. So I would definitely say to invest in beautiful everyday items and stop saving your beautiful things at home for guests or special occasions, right? Pour your tea in a clear teapot or glass or like a special cup, whether you want it insulated or, maybe you want to hand paint it yourself, whatever brings joy to you, do more of that. Drink your water from a beautiful water bottle or a glass cup. Set your kitchen up with like neutral clear pots, that match. Maybe you want to match them with the knives, right? Use matching dishes or elegant utensils. Arrange your beverages in ways that feel visually pleasing to you. Little details change how life feels. Luxury is often more about experience and tension than it is about money. And trust me, from I wake up, I start romanticizing my life. Like there's nothing that I think is corny. We just move this a little bit here. Nothing at all that I think is too corny when it comes to making you feel good. Like especially as a woman, a parent, we have a lot of responsibilities. And for me, that has 3 kids, right? The mornings start with, kind of, I don't want to say chaos, but it starts with responsibility from jump, right? And so I don't like to start my day off like in a way that's going to drain me. I like to start my day off feeling good. And so that is why I also think that romanticizing your life is very important. Okay, so I want to say you should also romanticize your mornings. The energy of your morning often sets the tone for the rest of the day. And so from you wake up, you have to find little things that bring you joy. All right, so for me, sometimes I turn off my alarm, right? My body naturally wakes up itself at the same time every morning because, it's trained like that. So sometimes, so I'm not like in a rush or in panic, like I just turn my alarm off, right? So that's one way that I slow down my mornings, right? And so that allows me to set the tone for my day. So I wake up slower and more intentionally where possible. All right. So even on the weekend, sometimes I would just get up and go and sit by the beach, just to change my mood, visit an upscale cafe or hotel lounge, on the weekend. Choose places with ocean or water views as I am today. And journaling while listening to soft music, right? Romanticizing your mornings. Read one chapter of a book, probably when you wake up on your Kindle. If you don't want to cut on the light, is one of the ways that I also romanticize my life. And sit somewhere beautiful, simply just for being there and being present. All of these things allows life to feel different when you stop like rushing through it. And sometimes the goal is simply to experience the moment fully instead of constantly trying to get like through the day, right? We talked about number 4, burning candles intentionally, right? Whether you're in the bathroom, if you're in the kitchen, no matter what, candles automatically elevate my mood. Okay, and honestly, like I said, the scent, the lighting, the sound and atmosphere really affect the emotions and nervous system more than people realize. And now we're to number 5. Number 5 is to curate a luxury bedtime routine. And what do I mean by that? Like, I guess most of us persons in the Caribbean, we have baths. I don't know if this is something that you guys do worldwide, who may be watching me today, but we have baths before we go to bed. And so before you go to bed, find your routine, whether it is, putting on luxury silk pajamas, even if it's not silk, just something that you feel really elevated in, rubbing down with your favorite body butter. Like I just got this body butter from Naturally Creative Journey. And let me tell you, it's my new favorite thing. Now, before I used to use Caroline Herrera's Good Girl body cream some years ago. But I like to use fragrance before I go to bed, and that just puts me in the best mood. All right. And also perfume, before bed, doing my skincare routine, wrapping my hair up, and just creating a beautiful, luxurious bedtime routine, laying on quality bedding, like I said, just allowing yourself to prepare yourself for rest in a very, very intentional way. And so also number 6, to turn bath time into a ritual. It's one of my favorite things. It's more like spa-like. And I know that I would have said several times about the candles, but one of my favorite things is to do like in the bathroom is to just use like my bath salts or like my the bath salt or the bath scrub and just sprinkle them right in the tub because they're scented. Like I said, I was using this one from Naturally Creative Journey. And even sometimes if I don't put it on my skin, I just love the scent. Like I was using smoky vanilla. And let me tell you something, instantaneous mood elevation. And so, yeah, these are ways that I romanticize my life, and I'm going to always find the beauty in the everyday things, right? The everyday things I always want to say, even up to the time that I leave this earth. That day, I will be romanticizing my life, I promise you. All right, so moisturize your skin like it's an act of self-care instead of a rushed task, right? So even during like bath time, as I am showering, and I'm doing my, cleansing routine or whatever it is, I'm not rushing through that, right? During bath time, like I am literally to the point where I am taking my time, and just treating myself like the goddess that I think I am, during that bath time. So, and also to use things that allows you to have that spa experience. Like for example, the sponges that are the natural sponges. I love to use them. I don't really like the synthetic ones, but that automatically elevates like the bath time experience. Not every part of life should feel rushed, stressful, or in survival. We have to take those times just to slow down and enjoy life. So number 7, keep yourself maintained, right? Don't allow, especially as women, to let beauty services run ourselves down before we're like, oh, I gotta get my nails too, I gotta get my hair done, and all the things, right? Book them intentionally so that you're always well maintained. And I know it's difficult, but that's one of the ways that I romanticize my life as much as possible. I'm not always on the ball. We know that sometimes life be lifing, but as much as you can, just keep yourself well maintained. Keep your nails neat and maintained. Schedule your appointments consistently. Maintain your brows, and your skincare. Wear simple jewelry that makes you feel polished. Keep your clothes fresh, clean, and intentional. And know that it's not really about the perfection aspect of it. It's about feeling that you're caring for yourself, right? Because how you maintain yourself often affects how you carry yourself emotionally and mentally too. All right. And number 8, smell beautiful everywhere you go. Oh my goodness. Isn't it good to be a woman? Smell beautiful everywhere you go. Scent becomes part of your presence and your energy. So wear a signature fragrance during the day, right? Use softer scents in the night. Like remember I talked about the body cream. Layer scent body oils and lotion together. Spray your bedding, or curtains lightly with linen spray, right? Create scent memories around certain moments, seasons, or experiences. Like, during the Christmas time, sometimes we have like, the holiday scents, like things like that. Like there's something powerful about smelling clean, warm, soft, or feminine. It changes how you feel. Scent is deeply connected to memory, emotion, attraction, and comfort. And number 9, protect the energy of your environment. And I know we're talking a lot about, home stuff because, home is our sanctuary. And so we want to treat that as such. Like when we come home from work, we want to be able to protect the energy of our environment. So your environment affects your nervous system more than people realize. Keep your home clean, and organized. Open your curtains and let natural light in. Play soft music around your home. One of the favorite things I like to do, especially when I'm painting, is to just play like old R&B. Yes, I'm that girl. I love to play that while, I'm painting and just having my moment, So place fresh flowers in your kitchen or bedroom, sometimes fresh, right? And in the Bahamas, as you guys know that I live, we have a Solomon's here, I guess. I don't know, whatever your place is that is in your country, just go and, get some fresh flowers and put it in a vase. Instantly elevates, your whole mood. Declutter your spaces that feel mentally heavy, all right? There is a thought process that says, what a cluttered mind does and the effects of that. So definitely declutter your spaces that feel mentally heavy and create peaceful routines within your space. And honestly, protect your digital environment as well. Like, be careful when you're consuming these content and what you're consuming and putting in your mind. It's very, very important because I believe that we underestimate that in our lives. And so if we're going to romanticize our lives and be intentional about enjoying like the small little everyday things, we just have to be also careful. We must also be careful of what we are consuming, digitally. So that means unfollow accounts that constantly make you feel anxious or inadequate. That's also a thing. People talk of being triggered by somebody else's, content that may make them feel like, oh, I haven't reached to this place yet, or, I haven't. It's like the comparison thing, right? Unfollow. Protect your energy, protect your peace. Follow pages that inspire peace, beauty, travel, growth, softness, and intentional living. Curate playlists that match the energy you want to feel. Chaos online and chaos in physical spaces can quietly affect your emotional space and mental clarity. Okay? And number 10, finally, romanticize ordinary moments. The secret is learning that life is happening now, not just during vacations, not just during milestones or major achievements, right? Watch the sunset intentionally. Take yourself on solo coffee or tea breaks. Wear nice clothes, even when you have nowhere major to go. Listen to music while driving. Walk by the beach while listening to a podcast or an audiobook. Arrange fresh fruit beautifully, before eating it. Eat slower and make simple meals feel intentional. Carry a book in your handbag while you're waiting to go to one of your services. Moments become opportunities for growth instead of endless scrolling. And because journaling became a huge part, of my life, I'm always going to tell you to journal. But I just want to encourage you to really take the time to enjoy this life. A lot of times we think that we have the time and that we're going to put things off and so on and so forth. But, there's beauty in the everyday and you have to create it. We create our heaven or are held right here. And so that is my message for you today. And I hope that, this would have added value to you. Thank you so much for sitting with me at the beautiful Baha Mar Resort. I'm just here soaking up some of this ambiance with my son Chase. We're just having some mother and son time. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and comment anything that you may do to romanticize your life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.